welcome to another episode of Coast Connections. And today we're connecting with neurons that are nifty, with dendrites that are dandy, with synapses that are super, and axons that are awesome. Yes, we're talking about the brain today and how you can learn to enjoy your brain. And with us today we have the amazing, the wonderful, the very brainiac Gary Anaka, brain coach.
Hi.
Welcome, Gary.
Thanks very much.
Really good to see you.
Yes.
I met you at a workshop a few weeks ago and I immediately scooped you up as a guest because you were so informative, entertaining, and we all learned so much. We went out of there with totally fired up brains.
Super.
Yeah.
Well, my theme is always, after learning about the brain, that people have a little more hope. And that's the energy behind what I do.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And energy you do bring. Tell us a little bit about the brain itself, this little 3-pound wonder.
3
I
pounds.
see you brought a model with you.
I brought a model, not a real one, folks. What has happened in our collective history is for thousands of years, people believed that the brain was a black box and that never changed, and that it was the same old brain all the way through your whole life, no matter how many years you lived, and it never changed. And we now know that that's not true. Because of the amazing equipment we have to take scans of the brain, the old myths have died, and now we are embracing 2 brand new truths. And the truth is, 1, neuroplasticity. Neuro means neuron. That's the name of the little brain cells in your head. Plasticity means change. So you can literally grow brand new brain cells. And people have asked me in my workshop, well, until what age? Until any age. At any age, you can grow these brand new brain cells because that's called neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. It's very exciting news.
Now we have a picture of the brain that shows the 2 distinct hemispheres of the brain.
Yeah.
Tell us what we're looking at there.
Okay,
Gary.
so if you put your 2 hands together like that, that's going to represent roughly the size of your brain.
Okay.
And we have opening 2 hemispheres that lock in together like that, and they are locked in where your fingers go together. There is literally thousands and thousands of wires that connect up the right brain and the left brain. It's called the corpus callosum. I call it in my workshops the wall. You got to keep that wall nice and healthy as you age, for sure.
The other image that we have here is the brain with this lovely green mini helmet.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay. What it looks like here. This is not a real brain. This is a model, and I'd like to just give you a tiny bit of background. When you're born, the back of the brain comes online first. And then as you are aging into teenagehood, the middle of the brain comes on second. And the last part of the brain to develop is the front. So it's back to front to middle. At the same time, the right brain is connecting up with the left brain. So by the time you reach 30 years old, you have the back, the middle, the front, the right and the left all connected together online as a single unit. Hopefully. Hopefully. So that's how it works. The picture that you see on the screen with the little green dot is the prefrontal cortex, the very front of the brain. It's the most mature, advanced part of your brain, and that's your thinker. This little part right here in the front, this is where you think, this is where you do your decision making, you work every day with your brain right here, and that's what we've got to keep alive as we age, right there, that little piece.
And you also call that the captain.
I call it the captain.
Yeah.
Because there are lots of things that are threatening to take the captain off deck. So that's a little bit about what we're going to learn about tonight.
And the brain is composed of what? Water, fat?
Yes, most of the brain is hopefully about 3 pounds, and it's mostly water and fat. And then there's proteins and other things, but it's very, very soft and mushy. It's kind of like unset Jell-O.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, feeding and care of the brain, Gary, how can we maximize this wonderful, amazing organ that we have?
Okay, so what's the situation for every human being, there's 8 billion of us now, is that we all own hunter-gatherer brains. Our brains are very old in terms of time. We are literally hunter-gatherers, and we have this brain here that's having a heck of a time with this world we live in. All of the electronics, all of the computer stuff, emails, faxes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's getting a heck of a time. And so the number one thing to do is to follow the course of nature. So that's what I do in my workshops. They're very practical and very simple. It's just like, this is what you need to do because this is what the brain's supposed to do. Not sit in front of a screen for 5 hours or 6 hours a day. No, you're supposed to do something else. First, number one, number one, you got to move. The entire human body and the human brain is designed for movement, and that's why we have to have an exercise program, which is not optional. You have to have something more than walking the dog around the block for 10 minutes. You have to have something more rigorous. The best exercises are walking, faster walking, walking fast and slow and fast and slow. And what that does is it keeps the connections going in the brain and keeps building new connections, which is awesome.
Movement is medicine.
Yes.
It's wise because there's wisdom in that, right?
Absolutely.
You don't move it, you're going to lose it, right?
Yep,
Gary?
that's right. And where do you walk? You walk in nature. You go to parks, you go to the beaches, and you walk there, and you know what happens? You heal. There's less stress there. And that's what's really recommended. So, I've been in this for many, many years, and people ask me, Gary, just tell me 2 things about the brain. What do I need to do? Number 1 is move, okay? And number 2, we'll learn at the end.
Oh,
okay.
And Gary, what is happening to the brain when I am out walking in nature? What exactly is the brain doing that it wouldn't be doing if I was sitting in front of a screen indoors?
You are connecting those neurons up with what we call dendrites. The neurons, the brain cells are like little trees, and there are branches. And we want to make sure that those branches stay strong. So your movement and your breathing and your energy all comes from that sort of activity to make those connections.
And keep building those connections.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And the brain has enough power to power a small light bulb?
There's lots of debate about that. Depends on how old you are and your lifestyle. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Let's take a look at, you've got some examples of brains that are very healthy. We've got a picture of 4 brains, 4 angles of the brain here. Show us this very healthy looking adult brain.
Okay, I'll show you that, but I won't show you the last one yet.
Okay.
The healthy looking brains, as you can see, are quite smooth. And in the bottom right-hand corner, I want you to focus there. That's the top of your brain, okay? The cortex of the brain. And in the front is at the top. You notice that it's very smooth and very even.
Okay.
And these brains could be males or females. They're awesome brains. And the neuroscientists call them beautiful. Okay? So, how do we get beautiful brains?
Yes.
Let's go through the list, okay?
All right,
so we move first.
Yes, I'm moving.
Yes, you are moving. The second thing is one must be creative. Okay, the purpose of a human being is to create. And that could be at any level, something physical, something emotional, something, whatever you like to do, create, create, create. And that is a purposeful thing, and the brain will respond and grow. That's what we want. We don't want the brain to shrink and die, which is happening, unfortunately, to so many. Okay, so that's it, creativity.
And that could be anything that sparks enthusiasm in you and joy in you, creating anything that music, carpentry, gardening. You have about 150 rhodos in your yard,
yes.
Mr. Gary.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. Anything that gives you a little bit of joy and I'm doing something that I really, really like to do, that's it, creativity. And you can do that till you're 110. Why not? Yeah, why not? Okay, so the next positive thing to embrace is what we call affirmations. And affirmations are simply positive statements because we know, it's no secret, that when you have positive thoughts, these positive thoughts are in your brain, they will produce positive chemistry, which will go everywhere in your body and create good health. We also know that if you're saying things like, I can't do it, I'm no good, I'm old, I'm over the hill, blah, 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 I don't like this, I don't like that, that's all very negative. It still goes into the brain, but you're going to get a very, very different chemistry response from that. You're going to get cortisol and adrenaline, which are the fight or flight responders. So you want to do something as simple as every day in every way, my brain is getting better. And you say these simple little sentences over and over and over again. And over the years, I've had people say, well, how do you know it works? How do you know it works? Because you say your little sentence 10 times in the morning, 10 times at lunch, and then at nighttime you're sitting there doing something else, and in pops this little phrase. There it is, and it's starting to work for you. So affirmations are awesome, awesome. Okay, so now, when we just looked at those brain scans, there's a really, really great scientist that I trained with in the United States 3 times over the years. His name's Dr. Daniel Amen. Without question, he's the foremost brain scan guy on earth by far. He's done 250,000 brain scans from people all over the world, all different ages. And he says, every now and then we get a brain like that. That's a beautiful, beautiful brain. And what's the secret? Gratitude. These people are grateful for their life. They're grateful for what they have. They're grateful. And gratitude builds an awesome brain. That is so cool.
And so simple.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to say you can either have gratitude or a grrr attitude.
Well, that fits perfectly with brain science.
The choice is yours, right?
Yeah.
And it completely fires up your thoughts and your body in a completely different way.
Yes, it does.
By
Absolutely.
choosing, what kind of thoughts you're going to carry around.
Well, yeah,
with you.
what we think is what we get. It's quite simple to understand that, but it's not commonly known.
No.
It's not.
And just want to go back to the captain, the green
Yes.
part, the frontal cortex there. When you're doing these affirmations, when you're doing your gratitude journaling or just whatever way you express your gratitude, you're telling your captain, you're instructing him, right?
Absolutely,
That
yes.
captain how to, run this ship.
Yep, absolutely, yes. So very, very smart, brain-wise people do that little gratitude journal. They teach their children to do that. I have 2 little granddaughters who are 2 and 4, and we talk gratitude before they go to bed. And she's going to start her little gratitude journal. All you have to do is write 1 sentence down. Is, I'm grateful to live in Canada. What are the other choices on this planet? I mean, do you want to go to the Middle East or something right now? He's just like, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful that you have friends, that you have a school. This is a very pleasant, awesome place to live, Canada. So let's be grateful for that.
We're very grateful. We're grateful to have you here, and we're grateful to have this awesome crew of 8 people working with us tonight.
Yes.
There you go. Gratitude starts here.
Gratitude starts here.
Off we
Okay.
go.
So as you're going through your life, you need to keep in mind the danger of materialism, of collecting things. And in my senior brain workshops, which is what I'm mostly doing now, is as I tell people, get rid of stuff. I mean, if you have a coat that you haven't worn for 20 years, why not donate that? There are people who need these things. So simplify, simplify, simplify. That's the message from neuroscience. You can't miss that message. We are overwhelmed with too much stuff.
What does clutter do to the brain? Is it causing chaos?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
That's a problem for most of us. Is just like, especially in the late afternoon, we can't focus very well. We're getting really tired, and the brain is just in a chaotic situation. And so the wrong chemicals are being produced, you see. And poor old captain is struggling along to make a decision or something. Oh, here's my favorite. Or you lose your sunglasses, so you walk all over the house looking for them for 10 minutes. They're on top of your head.
Yes.
They're on top of your head. Or my other favorite is people, they get in their car and they're going to drive to Parksville, and they get halfway there and realize they're almost in Ladysmith. Oh, that happens quite a bit. So that's chaos in the brain.
Yeah.
It's not chaos in the brain. And lots of people think, oh, I'm getting dementia, I'm only 45. You're not getting dementia when you're 45. That's very unlikely. I'll tell you what you're getting, a brain overload. The brain is overloaded. And my own personal problem as a public educator has been over the years, decision fatigue. This little captain here, this tiny little piece in the front can only make so many decisions a day, and it's pooped out.
Yeah.
It's pooped out. Remember, we're hunter-gatherers. And so we don't make 50, 60, 70 decisions a day. Right.
And when it comes to clutter, we shouldn't be gathering so much.
No. Quite right. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
All right.
So the next one I think is really big for people that are moving on with their retirement stages, and that's called change. And it scares the pants off a lot of people. They don't want to change. They like their little niche. They like the routine that they've had for years and years, and that's not helping their brain. That is not. I always tell in my workshops about a couple that have the same macaroni casserole every Friday night for 20 years in a row. It's just like, can you do it on Saturday? Or could you, well, can you do a different pizza or something? Anything, right? So the conservatism that we have as we age is not healthy. We have to let things go. The past is past, and we need to change and move forward and become better brains.
And the lethargy of routine can be very detrimental to the brain function.
Correct.
Yeah.
But if you say, this is my rhythm in life, and this is what sustains me, that's better than routine. Because there's lots of information about habits. You know, we got these habits that aren't so good, and that's kind of daunting to say, I got to get rid of my habits. It's just like your routine. What is it that you need? Stay with it. Yeah, stay with it.
And spice it up.
Yes.
Yeah, do something different. Add a different element every day.
Absolutely, yes. 100%.
All right.
Because when you change something, you know what happens? Brain plasticity works. It changes, it goes like crazy. And that's really exciting. Because I've seen, well, I've heard, I've only had one brain in my hands in my whole life, and that was a weird experience. You want to know that story? Here's the story.
A human brain.
Yeah, a human brain. Because I'm just a regular high school teacher, and here I am with human brains. I'm in the circle of 10 people, teachers from all over the world, and there's a scientist telling us stuff, and he's got a brain, and he gives it to the first person, and he's talking and talking and talking, second person, third person. I have no idea what that guy was talking about. I was watching that brain. I was just watching that brain go around, and when it landed in my hand, oh my gosh, my mind went crazy. It's just like, who were you? What's your name? How did you get here? Wow. It was just an amazing experience. A human brain, about this size.
Wow.
Yeah, but this was really interesting, Elizabeth. It's not smooth and mushy at the top. It's spiky. The top of the little brain is spiky. Anyways.
Can I see that brain for a second?
You can.
I just want to let our viewers know that there's a piece of duct tape right across this brain, keeping the hemispheres together. And my guess is this might have belonged to Red Green's grandfather.
It might have.
Because of the duct tape.
Yes. But the truth is, I do so many workshops for little kids, grade 4, 5, 6, and I get swamped with kids, and then somebody gets a hold of the brain, and the first thing you know, they're firing it up against the back of the wall. So I hold onto it like this, and let's say there's 200 grade 5s, and they go out the door, and I let them squish it if they want to. You can squish it, and the reactions are amazing. Kids love to squish it. Other kids go, no, don't want to squish it. That's so different.
Yeah.
Okay, that's novelty for kids.
There you go.
Yeah. And of course, the change brings on the novelty, which is a challenge because it's something new.
Yeah.
And the challenge will fire up plasticity and grow new connections.
What about music and the brain?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very good.
Any particular type of music?
Yes. The best music is Baroque. It's a classical period. The composers are Vivaldi, Bach, and Handel. And this music is very simple. It's just before the arrival of Mozart and Beethoven, the big band guys. And this music is very gentle and soothing to the brain. The brain will copy the patterns. So I do workshops for businesses and big industries, and I tell people if you're working an assembly line and your job is to take the bottle and put it in the box, and that's what you do all day long, you're likely to get bored. And boredom means the brain's not being challenged, so play music. Play music and different songs, because there'll be this melody and then that tune, and then they change the melodies, and that's good for the brain if you have a very boring job.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is it more powerful if you're the one playing the instrument, or if you're the one listening to the music, or is it about the same benefit to the brain?
I don't know. It would be highly personal, but I would assume people playing are going to get the benefit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little more than listening.
Yeah, they are. And the other thing is, you see, we live in a left brain world.
We do?
We do. I mean, even next year's all figured out. The calendars are printed and it's 6 months away. This is what we do on Monday, and it's all left brain. So go to the right.
How do I do that?
Get into art. Any kind of art, like music, painting, drawing, sketching, clay making, who cares? Just go to the right brain. You'll find it very satisfying, very relaxing, and we all can go there.
Don't let it be lonely.
No,
Get in there
exactly.
and create.
Exactly.
And I think we're all very creative. I think a lot of us just haven't, you know, been that kid for a long time that dabbles in art and drawing like we did, you know, as children. But I think that's all very dormant and latent in all of us. Everybody's got creativity. It's just a matter of finding what yours is, what your lane is, and letting that loose.
Yes, yes, exactly. So, and our grandchildren, we are constantly coloring, you know, piggybacks, all kinds of different stuff that they like. We just color every time. And that's great every time we visit. Okay, how are we doing for time here?
We're about 5 minutes or so. Yeah, we're getting through it.
Okay.
Quickly.
I said at the beginning, people asked me, Gary, tell me 2 things about the brain. Okay, first one was movement.
Yes.
This is the second one, big time, learning. You have to be constantly learning. Okay, so that means if you're over 50, you got to be curious to the max, curiosity to the max. And what you do is you take a lifestyle of question. How does this work? Why did that happen? Who, what, where, when, why? Question. The older you get, the more you ask. Your captain will love it. So learning.
Yeah.
Learning is the most significant thing. It is the most significant thing. Okay?
Why, Gary? Why?
Why? Because that's what it's for. Why? Oh. You're with me, Elizabeth.
Yes.
Why?
Just asking the questions here,
Yeah,
Gary.
yeah. Okay, so let's, if we can see the last picture.
Yes.
The last
Put that
picture.
last picture up.
Okay, so now you see it's a change. Okay, and neuroscientists don't call these beautiful brains, these are broken brains. So folks, if you focus on the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that it's bumpy and that it is kind of misfigured. Okay, it's broken. Now, a story to illustrate this. When I was in the laboratory, a brain had just been donated. The neuroscientist brought the brain out, put it on the table. She had a big knife about like that. She just dropped it, and she cut right through the middle of the captain.
Wow.
And she could poke holes with her finger in the captain. 24 years old, boxer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
So, you know, when you're looking at that, you can go, oh my gosh, is that alcohol? Is that smoking? Is that a concussion? It could be all kinds of different things, but they're absolutely not healthy. So then I asked the scientists when I was there, I said, look, kids are going to swamp me. They're going to say, can I close the holes? And you know what his answer was? Maybe. Change the way you live. And we come right round to the very beginning when we're talking lifestyle. We're talking about lifestyle. How do you live? Okay. Now, we're not talking tonight about diet, or we're not talking about sleep. We're talking about the basics.
Yes.
The basics. Okay. So what's missing in our world today as we march forward and hundreds of thousands of people have dementia in Canada? What are we missing? Common sense. We're missing that, and that is really a big player in everyone's life.
It's not very common, though, is it, Gary?
Nope.
No.
It's not common. No, we get on the wheel. We're like gerbils on the wheel, and we go. And we teach our kids like that, and that's how we become adults. Yeah. And you know, when we get older, we retire, there's this big empty space. It's like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? What do I do? Well, those are the things that we discussed tonight that you do. Yeah.
And finding purpose. That's
Yes.
a huge component of the aging brain.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
And that could be whatever fires you up, right?
Whatever. Basically, like I've always run my life, like, what do people need? As an educator, there's lots of educators that'll do history, social science. There's lots of them. But who is really at the heart of what people need? And that's why I've moved forward in trying to dispel the myths and say, look, here's the ways you do it. Never mind genetics. Never mind the genetics. How are you living? How are you living? And can you improve on that and continue to improve every day of your life?
Right. And Gary, you're a published author. We have several of your books here. Tell us about the 4 stages here of the brain.
Okay, what I thought was, as a teacher, what can I do to cover everything? So I wrote one called Growing the Child's Brain. That's like from birth to age 3, 4. And then the next book was on the teenage brain, which they are the most mysterious creatures on earth. And the biggest myth for me to try to dispel is people always say, oh, well, you know, he's 11, 12. Well, hormones are not the story. They always used to say, hormones, they have hormones raging. No, it's not. It's the brain raging. The captain is coming online. That's why teenagers are weird. And then we have Brain on the Job. We do safety workshops. So I've been in pulp mills and lumber yards, and I've been in potash mines. I've been in big cities, small cities. Safety, brain safety. And then finally boosting the senior brain, which is all about how do I avoid dementia, how can I stay sharp right to the very end and be of service to others and have a happy, healthy life. That's what the story is.
Fantastic. And all of your books are available at braincoach.ca for those that want to buy them, purchase them from you, Gary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your website's got a lot of really good information as well, and a newsletter there that folks can sign up for.
Yep. Yeah, well, we publish once in a while. We put some, if you want to read about the brain, there it is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about what you call the brain shampoo, which is...
Yeah, the brain shampoo. Okay, 3 years ago, the scientists discovered this whole new network in the brain, and it's called, forgot it. I'm going to get it in a minute. 2 minutes, okay. It's called the brain shampoo, which means when you go to sleep, you need to have 7.5 hours for an average adult, okay? You need 7.5 hours. And what happens is that this little cleaning crew comes on deck and it shampoos all the dead cells, all the metabolic waste, and cleans you out so that you're ready to start a new day. If you're only getting 4 hours, oh, you got leftovers. And so it won't all get cleaned out and you get tired. And people who are tired and tired and tireder are not getting that good shampoo every evening to eliminate the problems.
Yeah, the importance of sleep. Yeah. And you have a beautiful routine that you do every morning when you wake up, and you have your warm water and you look.
Oh, yes. Yeah, every morning to jumpstart the brain, you have a mug of warm water and lemon juice, and you look outside. You just go to the window and look outside as you drink the water. That's a 1 minute investment. It doesn't matter if it's foggy or cloudy or rainy or dark. Look outside. That will set the circadian rhythms correctly for a hunter-gatherer brain, which means when it's about 8:30 or 9 and you're looking tired, what's the brain telling you? Oh, I'll stay up and watch something till 11 or 11:30 on TV. No, that's not so good. No. Yeah.
Gary, you have left us with so many wonderful tips here today, things that we can implement immediately in our lives to help enjoy our brains more. Thanks for joining us today, Gary. We really appreciate this, and all the best with your workshops out there.
Oh, thanks very much, Elizabeth, and enjoy your brain.
Thank you. And to our viewers, enjoy your brain. Braincoach.ca for more information, and to book Gary, to see some of Gary's books, and put some of these amazing little tips into practice. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time on Coast Connections.